A wise woman once wrote, "Trust can be built, won, lost, or betrayed." On today's case, Mr. Thompson says that when it comes to his relationship with Ms. Williams, the last two are true. He says that instead of trust, she's given him nothing but emasculation, infidelity, and a possible poisoning. He's here in my courtroom to make one last attempt at making this relationship work. Let's hear their case.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Starr presiding. Your Honor, this is the case of Thompson versus Williams.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thompson. Ms. Williams. Mr. Thompson, you say you have given this relationship your all, but that is ending today. You say you've had enough of the constant arguing, lies, and betrayals.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Williams, you admit that your relationship has been tumultuous, but you say you're not ready to throw it all away.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so we are here now. Let me look and see a little bit about this relationship. You all have been together for 3 years. You do currently live together. You don't have any children together, but there are children from previous relationships. Mr. Thompson, why are we in divorce court today?
Your Honor, I'm in a toxic relationship. This woman, since she has been with me, has lied to me. She has texted people in my house. She wished bad stuff on me. It's just been toxic, Your Honor. I just want out of the relationship, and every time I want out, that's when I become the bad guy. That's when I'm all this. She has a mouth on her that, oh my God, you know, and when I'm like, I just want out this relationship, now I'm no good, now I'm all this, and I'm this, and I'm that, and I'm like, you know, where's this coming from? But let me go. And she won't let me go.
Ms. Williams, why is he still there?
Your Honor, he knows that I'm a good woman. I come from a good background. I try to give him my all. Yes, we do have issues. I'm pretty sure that we can work them out and get to the next level of our relationship.
So you think there's something here to be saved, is that correct?
Yes.
Why don't you take me back to how you all met and then what led us to the path of divorce court?
Yes, ma'am. We met in Vegas.
Uh-oh, what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas.
I thought
now.
so, too. Anyway, we're in Vegas. You know, the next day, we did our thing.
So y'all hit it the first date?
The next day,
Okay.
You know, grown folks stuff.
Okay, grown folks stuff.
It was good. It was good in both ways.
Okay.
You know.
Now, mind you, you're not from Las Vegas. You were visiting Las Vegas, correct?
Exactly.
And Ms. Williams was not from Las Vegas. She was visiting Las Vegas.
Correct.
So I was right. What was supposed to happen in Vegas was supposed to stay in Vegas.
That's what I thought.
Okay, so what happened?
So, clearly we exchanged numbers. Not even 2 weeks later, she was at my house.
Wait, according to my notes, you live in Texas.
I'm in Texas. I was in Galveston, Texas. Nice little beach house. Peace. I found my peace.
Okay.
I found peace. So
But
I know
wait, how 2 weeks later, somebody who, according to my notes, live in Georgia, but you met in Vegas, end up in Texas?
We're in the same arena, Judge. Yes, we talked on the phone. Yes, she said she was coming down. At the time my birthday was coming up, I already had a Hawaii trip planned. So I'm like, okay, you coming down. Let me back up. The fact that I live in a beach house, I'm friendly to everybody. So I'm like, come on. You know, if you say, come to the beach house. That's just who I am.
You thought it was going to be another date, another little 2-day weekend.
Or, you know, while I'm in Hawaii, stay at the house.
You were going to Hawaii.
I had a trip planned.
Oh, I get it
Your
now.
Honor.
Wait 1 second, Miss Williams. I want to know, so did you go to Hawaii?
No, that's where.
I want to find out what the issue is.
Okay, okay. I ended up catching COVID.
Oh, okay.
So I had to cancel all my Hawaii.
And you know Hawaii was not having anybody come up
not
there
even
with
close.
COVID. Nope. Nope, not at all.
Now, here's where the twist came in. I give her props. She came and took care of me. So I'm like, who would do that? That's when COVID was, we were scared of COVID. You know, COVID was the boogeyman.
And you had not had all the shots and all that stuff.
She came, and so I'm confused. I'm like, who would do that? I don't think my own mama would do this. So now I felt like I owed her something.
So when she came, how long did she stay?
She ain't never, I mean, apart from me.
You're telling me when she came to...
She came with a car packed.
Wow.
She moved in.
I wish I could make this up.
She moved in.
Her car was packed. So I'm like, I'm trying to process this. Like, a packed car? So I'm going with the flow. I'm going with the flow. Okay,
and you weren't even feeling that well, and you had the COVID.
And then, right, but she took care of me, which I'm very appreciative.
Stop. Miss Williams.
Yes, Your Honor.
How did this occur?
Well, like he said, we met in Vegas through, I met him through a family member.
Okay.
And that family member was like, Colin is a good guy. He'll be good for you, you know? So the next day, like he said,
grown folk stuff.
Grown folk stuff. He told me he could take care of me. And I asked him, I said, are you sure? He said yes.
Okay, Miss Williams, I don't know how much you all were drinking or what other grown folk stuff you were doing, but I can guarantee you that was a line from a brother that was in Vegas having a good time, met a pretty girl, and was trying to get with her for the time he was in Vegas. I can guarantee you, I don't know Mr. Thompson from a can of paint, but I can guarantee you, you saying, oh, you like the kind of man that could probably take care of me. And he said, yeah, you know, I was there, and I'm positive that's how it went down.
And that's the thing. I've been searching for someone who can take care of me like I should be. And when he said that, why not give him the opportunity?
So in other words, you took him at his word.
I took him at his word.
The player got played. Keep going. You moved all the way from Georgia to Texas off of some phone calls and some good sex. Okay.
I stepped out on faith. I stepped out on faith.
Were you in between situations yourself?
At that time, I was getting out of a situation.
There it is. So here's my question. How does one leave their whole home, pack up their whole house, put it in a car, and drive from Georgia to Texas without having a full conversation? I am moving to you. What is the living situation going to be? How many bedrooms do you have? How many bathrooms? Do you have room in the closet? Will I get a drawer? Where am I going to bank? How close are you to the grocery store? But you moved all the way from Georgia to Texas off of some phone calls and some good sex. Okay.
I stepped out on faith. I stepped out on faith.
She was ready.
Girl, you did not step out on faith. Don't put God in that. God don't have a doggone thing to do with that.
I was ready. I was ready to.
She was ready.
Were you in between situations yourself?
At that time, I was getting out of a situation.
There it is. This was a safety net. See, I always can find out what the real situation is. You found a safety net that caught you at the right time. And you put your car together and said, I will take advantage of this situation and show him that I can make this work. Is that fair?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
That's what happened, Ms. Thompson, just so you know. You got put in a little bit of a mini trick bag, but it worked out for some time. Am I right or wrong?
You're right to a certain extent.
Because I know there's another shoe to drop. What was going on in your life? Because something tells me, player, you might have had some other entanglements and encumbrances that you might have been involved in because you're a whole human being.
Your Honor, I had an ex-girlfriend that was still coming in, and she was at the house. She came to the house.
So wait a minute, she was not a complete ex.
She was, right.
Y'all was friends with benefits.
Exactly. And I was comfortable with that stage of life.
I'm sure you were.
Exactly. I'm in a beach house. I'm doing, thank you, Lord, I'm doing good in life.
You can pay for your own stuff.
Exactly. You know, and I'm at the friends with benefit, and you know, the girl showed up while she was there, and all kind of, you know, I'm like, well, go. She wouldn't go.
So did you know that he was involved in another relationship?
No, because he told me it was over 2 years. They had been over.
That's got to be untrue. That's untrue.
He said they was over with.
But see, if you had actually come to visit, you might have discovered that before you moved.
He said he was done with the relationship. He said he was done.
Girl, you didn't know him. You didn't even know what his favorite color was at that point. You moved your whole life, and you don't know if he was telling the truth. You only knew him for 2 weeks. You came from, I can't get over this, from Georgia to Texas. Oh, Lord.
The trip took longer than the relationship.
Oh, that's funny. The trip took longer than the relationship. Go ahead.
That's a good one.
And if he had told me that he was still having a sexual relationship with this girl, I wouldn't even came. I would have stopped all communication, period.
Well, if you had had more conversation.
That was the time for him. If I'm conversating with him, that was his time to tell me everything that I needed to know.
But he didn't expect that you were moving. Did you know she was moving?
No, ma'am. I knew she was coming down. I
Williams.
knew you were coming down. I knew you were coming down. Okay, I didn't know you was coming with a car full of stuff. I did not know.
Did you tell the man you were moving in with him?
After he told me that it was time for me to move on, I took that as for me to move on with him.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
the only reason why. That was the only reason why.
Your Honor.
Other than that, I would still be in Georgia.
Okay, Mr. Thompson, you say that you don't trust her. Because I'm going to tell you, the way this whole thing started, I wouldn't trust either. There has to be some real reason why.
I've seen messages on our phone when she
What kind of messages?
I've seen messages like, let's say, you know how social media is these days.
Yes.
And I've seen, you know how people randomly text you, I do this, I do all this.
Sex messages.
Yeah, instead of her saying, block the person, or I'm a lady, or don't talk to me like that.
Or ignoring them.
Right, she tell the person, I'm a freak.
So in other words, she engages with these kinds of messages.
I'm a freak.
Okay, so what's going on with that?
I'm not denying that I did, and I'm not denying that I didn't.
I found that she put some voodoo stuff.
Huh? Miss Williams sought out some, quote, supernatural way?
Yes.
Hello, I want to know what spell to purchase to have my ex to come back and propose to me. If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
When he was dealing with his ex, he was telling me, I was telling him I was having feelings for him. He was telling me, don't catch feelings for me right now. So what am I supposed to do?
So wait, are you living in the house?
I'm living in his house. He's telling me, I said, I'm falling for you. What did you tell me?
Don't fall for me.
So you basically were hedging your bets? Is that what it is?
At that particular time that was on social media, it was a guy that I never met, I never talked to him on the phone. It was just through social media.
It's called social media cheating.
I did not hide anything from him. The only way he found out was because I gave him my password.
I know, but why would you be engaging in sexual talk with another man while living in this man's home?
Because he was pushing me away. So if you're going to push me away, I understand.
You all have dealt with this back and forth, tit for tat, on whether or not you gonna mess around, he gonna mess around, whatever. It's been toxic, very clearly. But I read you think she actually tried to poison you?
Yes, ma'am.
Please help me to understand that.
Let me tell you the story. I got sick. So it was cool, no problem. We all get sick. So now I go to Vegas, because I travel a lot for about 5 days. I'm perfect in Vegas. Perfect.
You're not sick any longer.
I'm not sick.
So what happens?
I come back home and I put this on everything in the world. I instantly got sick, actually. I went from being, I'm like, what the?
So what makes you think that she has something to do with it?
I found the next morning, or one of the mornings, I found her with a bottle of iodine. And I've never seen that all while we were together. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I ordered it.
She said, I didn't see her put nothing in my, I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what I saw. She's talking about whatever, well, I don't know, you asked her what it was for. I don't know.
And what made you think that she was poisoning you?
Because I kept getting sick. And then I would tell her, I said, I notice every time we argue, we get sick. She go, well, stop arguing with me then.
Can I talk now?
Miss Williams, I'd love to hear your response.
I was not trying to poison him. He knew that I had ordered it from Amazon.
Why you need to have it?
I looked up online and seen that it was good for menstrual cramps.
Okay.
You put it in some water and drink it.
Okay, the two of you, again, communication is completely lacking.
But here's the thing, and this one really, I didn't even know how to handle it, and I was confused.
What happened?
I found that she put some voodoo stuff.
Huh?
Some love spell stuff, like where you would, one of the time we were broken up, that how can I get my ex back with a spell stuff? And I was like, is this?
Are you suggesting that Miss Williams sought out some, quote, supernatural way?
Yes, yes. I have evidence, Your Honor.
Oh, I have to see this. There's
I have
actual evidence?
She doing that smiley stuff like I was lying.
I'm not denying it.
Oh,
I
okay.
did look it up. I did.
What are we even talking about? Hello, I want to know what spell to purchase to have my ex to come back and propose to me. And the vendor says, I would suggest the Love Me and Marry Me spell from our website, and they provide the website.
Right.
Attached is a screenshot of the Love Me and Marry Me spell from the website. If interested, you just book it, and I will give you a time and a day that works for you.
Please explain that to me.
I don't have to explain it.
I just said I looked it up.
She was trying to get a spell from somebody to get you to come back because she want to marry you. This was very obvious to me. Miss Williams, I don't have no problem with the fact that you want to get married. I don't even have a problem with the fact that you want to get married to him. He's the one that has a problem with the fact he don't want to marry you. I'm about to say this. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I want to be mean. He does not want to marry you. This is not a relationship that is healthy for either one of you. Mr. Thompson, please tell me if I'm speaking out of turn in any way. Is this the woman that you see your future with?
No, Your Honor.
Will you commit to her that at this point she needs to go on with her life so you can go on with yours?
Yes, she needs to go on with her life so I could go on with mine.
Miss Williams, Mr. Thompson is never going to be the person that you want him to be. And all the spells and voodoo and social media in the world are not going to make him become the person that you want him to be. You made one of the biggest mistakes of your life, putting all your eggs in one basket, better known as all your stuff in one car, because you decided, as you say, to step out on faith. No, you didn't. You stepped out of one situation into another situation, and you tried to make this situation fit into that perfectly planned life that you have for yourself, that somebody's going to take care of you. And ma'am, I am going to say this to you, to your face. You are a grown woman. Take care of your doggone self. Mr. Thompson, this is not a relationship for the long term, sir.
I want to say this, Your Honor. I have a Maserati. I am willing to give it to her. I don't want her to leave this relationship empty-handed. She drives it all the time anyway. It's a real nice car. That is, I want to say this so I have witnesses.
I don't want it.
Now she gonna say she don't want it.
I've been saying I don't want anything from you. If I leave this relationship, I'm leaving just like I came in. I told you that.
So
I came in with nothing, I'll leave with nothing.
If you want to give her a gift, give her the gift of a U-Haul and a moving company.
Thank you. That'll work.
Talk about a relationship that has run its course before the race began.
Let me tell you, she went to Vegas to go shopping.
And guess what? She came back with a whole new life.
I've heard of parting gifts like a basket for the hookup.
Not the Maserati. Not the Maserati.
Made in Georgia.